see, I'm Gabriele.
Anna.
So, today we will going to talking about Chacha, correct?
Exactly.
And we will absolutely continue with the topic that we also do in the Samba, so it's the coordination between the body action and the hip.
Exactly, so we'll continue to speak about the body, hip, knee and foot, but we'll change, of course, the dancing. What is important that we'll try to focus in these lessons much more on the actions of the body.
So what is really important to know and real useful to understand that in the cha-cha-cha, which normally the couples feel that the dance is very fast, which of course it is. And they normally choose to doing much more just the hip action and have this kind of posture which for us it looks really stiff. Yeah? And we again want to remind that for us the complete dancer is the one that is managed to use the body and the hips together. So as we already talked in the Samba, I want to remind you what is again the normal coordination we use also when we dance the cha-cha-cha. So again you have to remind always the posture. So to make all the points we already discussed in the Samba, so it's meaning that here, the shoulder, the hips, the knees and the foot, one line. After you make sure that your posture is correct, again remember the first zone has to be the beauty. So we always start again from the engine, the torso part, okay? So what you have again to remind you is we move by rib, hip, extend the knees, foot, rib, hip, knees, foot, rib, hip, knees, foot, and then we go more faster. Rib, hip, knees, foot, rib, hip, knees, foot, rib, his, knees, foot.
As you see, the movement becomes much more continuous and much more full. But remember one thing, and this you will see that will apply in the figures that we choose to do today, that the rule number one is how much I go outside, so much I need to be able to go in with the rib cage.
Another thing is very important. I would love to show you again from this part so you can see clear what Anna says that is very important. If I move 20% forward, I need to move 20% back. Now let's imagine that I want to do more. So I will start already to do the rib forward much more and go with the rib backs much more. And doing and up, and up, and up, 2 and 3, and cha-cha, 1 and. Yes. And now I would love to show to you with the slow music.
It's everywhere I look, from Las Vegas to right here, under your dresser, right by your ear. It's creeping in sweetly, it's definitely here. There's nothing more deadly than slow growing fear. Life was full and fruitful and
So, ladies and gentlemen, the advice that we would like to give you, if you want to improve the ability of the body, would be very nice if you do only the exercise without changing the weight and using only the upper part of the body. Even with the music, so we do 2 and 3 and cha-cha-cha, and 2 and 3 and cha-cha-cha, and 2 and 3 and cha-cha-cha, and 2 and 3 and cha-cha-cha. Is it necessary? Because that you'll see that when the music will be fast, when we'll try the things with the normal music, you have to have the ability to move your body shorter, but still in a correct way.
This I can say that you will stimulate yourself to go faster, to even try to feel the small details in the body, which may look quite easier, but it's quite difficult to fill up all the body action during you doing with the music. That's what is really, really difficult. So ladies and gentlemen, as as you can see, we give you some advice with the exercise that you need. That's what is really important. Always our advice is to going through the exercise to first coordinate your body, make your body ready for the speed that you need for each dance that you are doing. Because samba is more slow with the body, cha-cha-cha is more faster. So before you go into any figure, you need really to habit your body to move in a correct way, especially before you're going to do some dynamic figure, before you're going to do transfer weight in a figure. That's what will be even more difficult, because until you're going to dance that on the place, it will feel quite easier. The moment you're going to move foot to foot, this you will feel more difficult. Therefore, you need to really understand, and your muscle memory has to be really ready to do that in fast music. So, we will go ahead. Yeah?
Ahead, yes. We'll continue, and we choose to show you the Cuban breaks. Yes, the Cuban breaks, and then after on we'll go with the New Yorks.
We choose the Cuban break because we both think that that figure is really complicated in a way.
Interesting.
Interesting, especially if you dance like full with all the action. If you choose again to dance only with the hips, then it's quite easier.
Yeah, exactly, because you have to know that you have the choice, let's say like this. You can use it in a simple way, using only the rotation of the hips, yes, only the rotation of the hips, or make, as Gabri said, much more complete.
Or sometimes what we also see is just the steps, let's say. It's not even the rotation in the hips, but it's only the step. We will make a little bit more difficult for you.
Yes.
And the coordination will be body, hip, knees, feet. So let's go first to explain the steps of the figure.
Exactly.
So we will start with the side step, then we go into the Cuban break action, then we change weight in place, then we recover the left foot, we place the foot to the left, and then we do the hip and coming back to the right leg. Yes?
Exactly.
So, before we start, we're going to explain to you what we are doing really with the body, especially with the division from the upper part with the lower part.
So we go, as Gabri said, very deeply in the actions, yes? Because you know that we have actions like translation, we have rotations, we have inclination. So we'll try to be very clear in the action that we are using. And sometimes design, because let's remember one important thing. In Cha-Cha-Cha, the simplest thing is what we did with you. We can go out and in, out and in, but also we can have a design like half eight, half eight, half eight, half eight, half eight. Even if Cha-Cha is fast, you can still use this design. And we'll show you how we can apply it in this figure.
And good advice also to give you before you go into a difficult design as the half eight or this design, you first need to learn to go in the music to do the first exercise we give to you.
Exactly.
Yeah? And another important thing is that every time, for example, in this figure, we have the side step on the first one, we will have translation. Yeah? Before Anna going to explain to you, you also have to understand that how much you can do this translation, more benefit you will have later. Because this, let's say, is the wind up of the figure. So if I do a little translation, I will have a little movement later. If I do a big translation, more I can there, then you will have a really nice movement later. Yeah?
Correct.
Please.
Yes, so we'll go ahead. Which are the actions that we are using in this fabulous figure? So, the actions of the body. Of course, the first one will be careful of a translation. Then we have a rotation. Then we have an inclination. Then we have neutral rotation of the body. And now we'll do a step that is check forward walking, Cuban break. And from here we'll go with the body making half eight. And then we do step. We have another half eight. And if you see when I'm making the half eight, I'm rotating the shoulder. Then I place the foot and I'm doing half eight and neutral, the upper part of the body.
Now, the end of this figure, we can, let's say, we for sure it can be many different as interpretation, but we choose two ways. The one is what Anna just explained to you, which is the rotation. The other one, we call it like a wave. Why? We're going through again the figure, so we go in side step with translation, rotation to the right, inclination, then we're going forward with a step, now we're going to do a rotation, then we're going to do backward step, we're going to do rotation. Now, from this part, it's very important what to do. To rotate it much more the shoulder. So now, during you place the foot, you will going to do like a wave, rotation, and coming back to you.
So probably I will stop here and I will be much more clear, because it's another, let's say, the second variant that you can try to do. So when we are placing the foot and we turn the shoulder, this is number one. This is one of the most important things. So then, if you can watch Gabri, he's trying really to do a wave, yes. And if I was to do even more faster, so you see the result that we are getting in the end.
Ladies and gentlemen, for me it's very important to show you the difference between the Cuban breakdance only with the hip, and I will going through. So only hips, we'll do it 2, 3 and up, 4, 1 and up, 2, 3 and up, 4, 1. Of course, I think this, as you can see, is good, and it's also, let's say, quite competitive, and it's quite strong also in the music. Now, let's go through the body and hips together, and the end of this figure will be more accent with the hips. So, we're going 2 and 3 and up, 4 and 1 and up, 2, 3 and up. And now, body hip with finishing more with the wave and have much more rotation with the shoulder. So we're going 1, 2, 3 and up, 2, 3 and up, 2, 3 and up, 4, 1 and up. So I think that what is changing is the dynamic of the body, the rhythm, and it's for us much more competitive. And saying that doesn't mean that the first one just with hip is wrong. But for sure, if you're doing really correct with the correct posture and the correct leg action and footwork, you will get much more advantage to do body and hip.
It's everywhere I look, from Las Vegas to right here, under your dresser, right by your ear. It's creeping in sweetly, it's definitely here. There's nothing more deadly than slow growing fear. Life was full and full.
The next figure, split Cuban break to left.
That we love it very much.
Exactly.
And I think all the world is dancing that. Yeah.
Is very popular, this figure in Cha-Cha-Cha. And first of all, we'll try to explain the actions that we're using, yes, in these figures, and then we'll see how we can add the body actions and all the coordination.
Which here it will be quite difficult, actually, to do it that without, let's say, broke the rules, like the posture, the amount of turn, and all these things, which is very important.
Yes, and very difficult. So we'll go through the general actions, and then you'll see what will change because of the dynamic. So in the book it's really written very clear that we have first a swivel, we have a Cuban break, then we have weight transfer in place, then we'll have a back swivel, and then we have a side walk. So one more time, we'll have swivel, Cuban break, weight transfer in place, back swivel, side walk. So we'll count in this way. And 2 and 3. A little bit faster. And 2 and 3. Good.
So ladies and gentlemen, as Anna explained to you very, very well, I was written in the book. Now let's go really how, let's say, we are dancing the figure with the dynamic. And Anna says something very important. when you're going to dance that in dynamic, many things has changed. Yeah, the action is different. Let's go ahead. Yeah.
Exactly.
So we start directly with weight on the left. For me, the right foot, and Anna with the left. Now the first thing that is changing, we're still doing the swivel, but we don't do. We're calling, let's say, active swivel, like you passing through that leg. What we're going to do with the speed is that, first of all, you have to rotate your upper part. So that's, let's say, the commencing to turn to right. You start with shoulder. Now, let's go into dance that. Translation, commence to turn to right. Now be careful. The swivel that you are doing, you're doing in that way. So, you're passing through the right foot, but you don't close the left foot. I will going to show you more faster. So, translate, rotate, and step, going directly to the Cuban break. I will show you again. Showing this very, very slow is a bit difficult. Why? I will show you alone. Because the moment you have to turn in that way. And now you're going to do the Cuban break. Yeah? So, again, we're going here. Translate the body again, maximum you can. Commence to turn to right with the shoulder. And by following the swivel. And now, one thing is very important. Let's go more deeper in the action we are doing by the body and hips. That's what is make really looks the figure, let's say, different and like a snake. Yeah. What is very important, we're going here, we do the translation, we start the rotation. Now look, when we do the swivel, the right hip already is settling to the right. Now we place the left foot and we circle it. We do the rotation with the left part of the hip. Let's go to see that a bit more faster. Translation, rotation, settling swivel, step, settling, rotation. So do rotation, settling. One more time. And two. And. One more time, more faster. And two. Now, as the Cuban break we do before, what you can develop already on the first step is that you can do it like 1/2 with your whole part on the first step. This is a bit more difficult, but I would love you to try and to show. So before we did like the translation, rotation. In these cases, when we do the step and translation, now we go 1/2, 1/2 to the left. So faster, it will look like, and boom. You have to calculate that always with the dynamic. If you do that just by half rotation, so it's been like half rotation and half rotation, then of course it's more difficult to do that. You have to imagine and try to do that with the dynamic. So we repeat and then we continue. And 2 and. Now we arrive on the settling action. What we're going to do, transfer the weight to the right foot. Do a little wind up to the right with what? We always advise to do, not only with the hip, but do a rip hip. And then from that position, you have to maintain the posture straight in front of the direction of the wall. So you will do rotated more you can. In this case, you will feel really, really ready to do the rotation by shoulder and recover the hip.
And I need to add one very important thing. After we did the weight transfer in place, yeah, after the Cuban break, and we are working with the body, after we've done the rotation, you have to be careful about this leg. Actually, in the book is written that we have a back swivel and need to recover. But because of the choice of using the upper part of the body, we'll send the leg, you see? We'll first, the leg will anticipate. So we'll send the leg, then we'll make the swivel and transfer the weight. This is one of, let's say, the biggest change that you can see in the foot actions.
Yeah, so I think that this figure you can dance in a really different way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we would love to show to you with the slow music, which it will give to you a really clear idea of that figure.
Exactly.
It's everywhere I look, from Las Vegas to right here.
And now we can continue to dance the Cuban break, in this case to left. Yes? Adding together. So we'll do and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1. So one more time. And 2 and a 3 and 4 and 1.
And then I think we can show to you with
Music.
With slow music.
It's everywhere I look, from Las Vegas to right here, under your dress.
So of course, after you try the split Cuban break, the Cuban break, for sure for you will be very easy to apply the same things in the New York. And we'll try to show you one time slowly. So we'll do and 2 and 3 and cha cha 1. One more time. So we'll do. So we'd like to thank the Czech Federation for giving us this opportunity to share with you the information, our experience.
And of course we will send to all the country our love for this, let's say, difficult period. We hope that with our help,
we motivate the dancers.
We motivate and help you to practice, to think about it in any way. We will come back to dance competition, we will come back to training, we will come back to do our lesson. So please try to be strong, keep going as we also try to do. So we are with you. Big love.
And hugs.